Which picture?
This picture.
Teacher.
Yes, Muhammad.
Okay.
What do you see?
I see like spots in black here, and I see shining out here.
So
and I see the
this light
close
comes
to it.
from the sun, right?
Yes.
Come from the sun. Here, what is the name of this planet in this picture? This blue planet. Planet Earth, where we live.
The Earth?
Yeah, the Earth, where we live. And of course, you can see the blue color here, which is the water on the surface, planet Earth. Of course, you can see the
Yeah.
moon as well on the top right of this
Yes.
picture. So what you see now is a part from the solar system. The solar system. Do you know how many planets in the solar system, Muhammad?
12.
Maybe yes, maybe no. Let's figure out.
Do astronauts always see a full moon? No, only part of the moon is lit by the sun. Depending on where the moon and Earth are in relation to the sun, we see different parts of the moon lit. The International Space Station revolves around Earth. It isn't the only thing moving in space. Earth moves too. Earth is constantly rotating. Because of these movements, every time the astronauts look out the windows of the space station, they have a different view of Earth.
Abdul Mohsen, good morning. Abdul Mohsen, how can we get some pictures for the space or videos?
Like some astronauts, they travel to space and take pictures. And
take pictures. Okay, can we take pictures from our planet here?
No, we can't.
We can't? Even with telescopes? Do you know some telescopes like Hubble telescope? It's very big telescope, and by this device we can take more pictures for the space. And you know the agency of NASA? NASA is very popular. NASA.
Yes.
You hear about NASA? NASA?
I heard a lot about it.
Why? Yes. Okay. About NASA?
Yes.
Okay.
Check out this incredible video of a sunrise in space. The sun is at the center of our solar system. Earth and the other planets all travel around it.
Danny?
Yes.
Do you know that planet Earth round or moving around the sun?
Yes, it does, but it's not the only.
How many days does it take to make one round around the sun?
I think 1 year.
1 year. So 1 year is equal how many days? Do you know?
I know 1 year, 12 months, but
I'm asking you now, how many days in 1 year? Yusuf, do you know?
Yes.
Yes, how many days in 1 year?
I think it's 353. I mean 63. 5.
Okay. The final answer is 65?
Yes.
365 days. And you know, and quarter day, like 6 hours plus. Okay. Thank you.
Check out this incredible video of a sunrise in space. The sun is at the center of our solar system. Earth and the other planets all travel around it. Welcome to the lesson. how do the sun, earth, and moon interact? In this lesson, you'll learn about the motion of Earth and its moon. You'll also find out how Earth's motion causes changes in night and day, and in the seasons. The vocabulary words for this lesson are rotate, orbit, axis, and constellation. Click each word to find out more about it.
Yusuf,
Yes.
Yusuf, do you know how many moons can we see from our planet here?
One.
Only one. But if you go to like planet Jupiter, you know how many moons for this planet?
Two. I
No.
think.
Just search about it and tell me about the answer later, okay?
Okay.
Okay. And this question for you all, how many moons for planet Jupiter? Now we're gonna figure out some vocab, some new words about this lesson like rotate, axis, orbit, and constellation. The first one is rotate. Muhammad Abdul Rauf, pay attention because I will ask you about it. Rotate.
Rotate. To spin on an axis.
Muhammad, can you see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is rotate?
The stop.
The
stop-
spin
The spin.
on an
on
axis.
an
And
axis.
axis. So as you see here, planet Earth is spinning or moving around itself and around the sun. You know, one round for the planet Earth around itself is 24 hours. 24 hours is equal 1 day.
Yeah.
1 day. So if I ask you how many hours per day?
For
24 hours. Again, 24 hours. That's meaning it's one round around itself. One move around itself, as you see here. Okay, this is rotate. Let's see another one. Axis.
Axis. The imaginary line around which Earth spins as it rotates.
Muhammad, good morning. Muhammad? Open the microphone, Muhammad Sultan. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you read this one, please?
Axis. The imaginary line around which Earth spins as it rotates.
Okay, so axis, the imaginary line around which Earth spins as it rotates. So we can imagine like one line
Yes.
divides this sphere, planet Earth. It's like a sphere, you know, or oval, into two parts. So axis, the imaginary line around which Earth spins as it rotates. Next, orbit.
Orbit. The path of one object in space around another object.
Ahmed,
Yes.
good morning.
Good morning.
What is orbit?
The path of one object in space around another object.
Yeah. I'd like to say I saw the presentation of each one. It was amazing.
What do you mean?
The presentation. You did a presentation, I think, for English or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, I watched that for each one of you, and I'd like to say thank you for everyone. So what is orbit again, Ahmed?
the path of one object in space around another object. It's like, for example, the moon. It's going, or maybe the Earth. It's going around the sun.
So in how many days?
Probably like
To make
one day.
one move around the sun for
It's
planet Earth.
one day.
One day? One day around the sun?
Yeah.
No. 365 days around the sun to make one round.
Oh, I thought like if you just one movement, it's one day.
One movement around itself. I'm talking about planet Earth. So,
Okay.
because you know planet Earth is very, very big one. I'm talking about size. The size of planet Earth is very, very big. So one round around itself, it's one day, 24 hours.
It's
But
one year.
1 year around the sun.
Yeah. 365 days.
Yeah, thank you.
Constellation. A pattern of stars that form an imaginary picture or design in the sky.
Abdullah?
Yes.
Abdullah, what is constellation?
Mm,
Read from the screen. A pattern?
okay. A
pattern? A pattern?
pattern of stars
Yeah.
that and
Form? That form
for
an imaginary picture
and picture and
or design in the sky.
design in the sky.
Again, as you see here, Abdullah, in this picture, we have a lot of stars. You can see it from our Earth, our planet. So it's a pattern of stars that form an imaginary picture or design in the sky. Thanks. Let's see the video again.
At takeoff, a commercial jet is traveling at about 275 kilometers per hour. That's fast. So can you imagine how it must feel to travel at 107,200 kilometers per hour? You're doing it right now. This is how fast Earth orbits the Sun. In this lesson, you'll learn how Earth spins and moves around the Sun, and how this motion relates to night and day and to the changing seasons.
Oh, wow. Because you know, boys, that the distance in the space, any distance, it's very, very, very wide, very big. We can talk about kilometers, millions and billions of kilometers in the space. The Earth moves around the Sun at 107,200 kilometers per hour. Oh, it's very fast.
The Sun, Earth, and Moon form a system in space. Each part of the system, the Sun, Earth, and the Moon, has its own unique characteristics. Click each part of the picture to learn more about the Sun, the Moon, and Earth.
Razin?
Yeah.
Razin, do you know what is the distance between Mecca and Al-Medina?
No.
It's about 500 kilometers, okay?
Oh, okay.
500 kilometers. But now we have in this picture planet Earth and the Sun. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Do you know what is the distance between them?
1 million أكثر كمان.
Yeah, you know, from this point to this point, how many kilometers?
10 million? No. 100 million.
150 million kilometers.
Oh my.
150 million kilometers. Can you imagine that?
No.
It's very, very big. Wow. And the distance between planet Earth and the moon, do you know what is the distance? How many kilometers?
1,000 like that?
384 kilometers.
What?
I'm sorry, 384,000 kilometers.
What?
You know this number, 3, 8, I'm sorry, wait, it's like that. 385,000 kilometer. Can you imagine that number?
No.
It's the distance only between the planet Earth and the moon. 385,000 kilometers. Thank you. Now let's know more about this.
The sun's diameter is more than 100 times as large as Earth's diameter. As Earth and the other planets move around the sun and the planets have a gravitational attraction for each other. The force of gravity keeps Earth and the other planets in motion around the sun.
Okay, Abdullah.
Yes.
So from what we hear now, if you make a comparison between the size of planet Earth and the size of the sun, so do you know how many times is the size of the sun
The times is
compared to planet Earth?
okay.
So if you make a comparison between them, like planet Earth and the sun is 1 million times as many as size of planet Earth.
Okay.
Oh my God, so it's very big. Planet Earth is planet and the sun is a star. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Abdullah.
Earth is much smaller than the sun. Earth's atmosphere protects Earth's surface from the sun's ultraviolet rays. The atmosphere also keeps Earth at a temperature that is suitable for life. Earth is the only known planet with liquid water on its surface, which is very important. All living things are made mostly of water. The moon's diameter is about 1/4 the size of Earth's diameter. It takes about a month for the moon to move around Earth. Because the moon is moving around Earth, the moon looks different during different times of the month. The sun, Earth, and moon form a system because the moon revolves around Earth and Earth revolves around the sun. The Sun-Earth-Moon system is part of the larger solar system, which includes the other planets and bodies that revolve around the sun. Click on each dot on the line to learn more about the motions of Earth and the moon around the sun. In this first image, we see only the sun. The force of gravity between Earth and the sun and the tendency of moving objects to remain in constant motion keep Earth in its orbit. It takes 1 year for Earth to revolve around or orbit the sun. Now we can see Earth's orbit around the sun. Picture an imaginary line going straight through Earth from the North Pole to the South Pole. That line is Earth's axis. Earth rotates or turns around its axis once each day. Notice that Earth's axis is not straight up and down compared to Earth's orbital path. Instead, Earth's axis is tilted slightly. This tilt is what causes seasons. While Earth revolves around the sun, the moon revolves around Earth. It takes about 1 month for the moon to travel all the way around Earth. During that time, the same side of the moon is always facing Earth.
Abdullah Mahfouz.
Yes.
Abdullah, how long does it take to make 1 round for the moon around planet Earth?
350,000 kilometers.
Wait, think again. I'm talking about the moon around our planet. The moon around our planet, not the moon around us, not the planet Earth around the sun. It's different. So for the moon around planet Earth, it's 1 month, like 28 days. Okay, Abdullah?
21 days.
Yeah, for the moon to make one round around planet Earth, it's 28 days. Okay? Wake up, Abdullah. You are sleeping?
No.
Okay.
Now that you've learned about the Sun-Earth-Moon system, see if you can describe the interactions between the Sun, Earth, and Moon. Drag each label to the correct image.
Okay, so we have here 3 statements, like rotates on its axis while it revolves around the sun. Second one, its gravity holds the planets in orbit, then orbits around Earth. Orbits around Earth. What do you think if I talk about something, it orbits around Earth? Orbit means make one round. Manef. Then Suleiman. Manef.
Yes. Yes, Mr.
What is make one orbit around Earth?
The last one.
The moon. Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Suleiman, are you here? Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Suleiman, its gravity holds the planets in orbit.
What?
The second statement, its gravity, something. What? I'm asking you about something. Can you tell me about it? Its gravity holds the planets in orbit. What do you think? The planet Earth or the sun?
Earth.
Sure?
Yeah.
It's not right. Try again. The sun, of course. Its gravity. You know, the sun has strong gravity, which holds the planets in orbit. All planets move in orbit
Oh,
around the
okay.
sun. Around the sun. We have
Okay.
eight planets around the sun, and the last one rotates on its axis while it revolves around the sun. Of course, it's planet Earth.
Great job! The Moon revolves around, or orbits, Earth. Earth rotates on its axis while it orbits the Sun. The force of gravity between the Sun and the planets holds Earth and the other planets in orbit.
Okay, thank you all.
Earth turns all the way around on its axis once every 24 hours. It is this turning that causes day and night. When your location on Earth faces away from the Sun, it is nighttime. As your location on Earth turns toward the Sun appears to rise. It then becomes daytime.
So by this way, we can see the day and night. Again, let's see this video. Here, this blue one is planet Earth. We have the dark and the light on the same planet at the same time. So this lightening place is the place or the area of the day, the light of the sun, and the last part, the second part, is dark. It's the night.
Earth turns all the way around on its axis once every 24 hours. It is this turning that causes day and night. When your location on Earth faces away from the Sun, it is nighttime. As your location on Earth turns toward the Sun appears to rise. It then becomes daytime. As you know, Earth moves in another way while it turns on its axis. Earth also revolves around the Sun, which takes about 1 year. During this time, the tilt of Earth's axis causes parts of Earth to receive different amounts of energy from sunlight. Areas
Amjad,
Uh,
Amjad, good morning.
what?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you sleeping?
Morning too. No, I sleep.
No. Okay. Amjad, do you know how many seasons?
Huh?
How many seasons on planet Earth?
Season of air?
Yeah, of Earth, planet Earth. Seasons like summer, winter.
4.
4. Can you mention them?
Huh?
Can you mention them?
Okay, winter.
Yeah.
Um, and
Summer,
and summer and didn't remember it.
spring,
Spring and
and autumn or fall.
what?
Autumn or fall.
Uh,
So now we are in autumn. Okay.
yes.
Thank you, Amjad.
that receive more direct sunlight are experiencing summer. Click the play button to learn more about the seasons.
Okay.
At this point in Earth's orbit, the northern hemisphere, the northern half of Earth, is tilted toward the Sun. This area of Earth receives more direct sunlight than the southern hemisphere, which is tilted away from the Sun. So, it is summer in the northern hemisphere. At this point in Earth's orbit, the northern hemisphere, the northern half of Earth, is tilted toward the Sun. This area of Earth receives more direct sunlight than the southern hemisphere, which is tilted away from the Sun. So, it is summer in the northern hemisphere. As you know, Earth moves in another way while it turns on its axis. Earth also revolves around the Sun, which takes about 1 year. During this time, the tilt of Earth's axis causes parts of Earth to receive different amounts of energy from sunlight. Areas that receive more direct sunlight are experiencing summer. Click the play button to learn more about the seasons. At this point in Earth's orbit, the northern hemisphere, the northern half of Earth, is tilted toward the Sun. This area of Earth receives more direct sunlight than the southern hemisphere, which is tilted away from the Sun. So, it is summer in the northern hemisphere.
Okay. Now I'll stop at this point for the illustration for this lesson, and I'll show you very amazing video on YouTube about this topic. Yes, Faisal.
I wanted to answer.
You want to answer?
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't answer today, you will answer yesterday. I'm sorry, tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Don't worry, Faisal. Now let's see this one.
You are looking at the solar system. We are going to take a deeper look at planet Earth. Do you want to join us? The Earth is the only known planet to have life. Hold on tight. Here we go. Now we're on Earth, a planet full of life. That is why it is so important for us to protect and take care of the environment.
Hello, revolution. Thanks to this revolution, we have different seasons throughout the year and days and nights have different lengths. At the same time, the Earth rotates around itself and it takes 24 hours to complete a full trip. This movement is called rotation. The Earth's rotation is responsible for the change between day and night and for the rising and falling of temperatures. Did you know that many years ago people thought that the Earth was flat like a pizza? Now you can see the Earth has the shape of a sphere. Approximately 70% of Earth's surface is covered in water. Did you like this quick trip around the Earth? Now it's time to collect all the information you have learned. Have a good trip!
You are looking at the solar system. We are going to learn about the sun. Do you want to come? The solar system gets its name from the sun because all the planets depend on it. Hold on tight. Here we go. Now we are near the sun, the solar system's only star. We can't get much closer because the temperature is extremely high. The sun is the center of the solar system and all the planets make their orbit around it.
Hello, Earthling! It's so hot! I'll tell you some interesting things about this star. The sun is enormous! Its diameter is 109 times bigger than the Earth's. The energy the sun gives off is necessary for life on Earth. It is important to protect yourself from the sun. Its ultraviolet rays are very harmful to human skin. The sun is a ball of hot gas that is made primarily of hydrogen and helium. If we traveled on a passenger plane from the Earth to the sun, we would need 20 years to make it there. That is definitely a long trip. Did you like this quick trip around the sun? Now you can go back to Earth to share all the information you learned. Have a good trip!
You are looking at the solar system. We are going to take a look at the moon. Do you want to come? It is the satellite that orbits around the Earth and we can see it in the sky depending on its phases. Grab on, we're headed that way. We are now on the moon, the only natural satellite that belongs to the planet Earth. We always see the same side of the moon because it takes the same amount of time to rotate around itself as it does to orbit the Earth. On the moon, there are a lot of craters made from meteor showers that crash against the surface. Be careful!
Hello, Earthling! I welcome you to the moon! Life has never been found here, but we know that the force of its gravity allows for life on Earth. It is responsible for the tides that are on Earth, and without it, the sea level would rise along the coasts. On the moon, we can find a lot of minerals, for example, ilmenite, from which we can get oxygen. The moon is the only place outside of Earth that man has visited. The first man on the moon was Neil Armstrong on the Apollo 11 mission in 1969. The distance between the moon and the Earth is 384,400 kilometers. It's not that close, is it? Did you know that we can fit all the planets between them? Every year, the moon gets a little bit further away from the Earth. There is less gravity on the moon than on the Earth. Because of this difference, you have to jump to walk. Like this! Did you like this quick trip around the moon? Now you can go back to Earth to share all the information that you've learned.
Okay, thank you for listening. And we learned today what is the solar system. We have the center of the solar system is the sun and 8 planets. They are orbiting around, make one round around the sun. For planet Earth, it's like 365 days to make one round. If I talk about the moon, it's like 1 month, 28 days to make one round around planet Earth. one orbit around planet Earth. Okay, I'd like to invite you to read the lesson again, please. And tomorrow we're gonna complete it and write some answer. Thank you for listening and see you in the next class. Goodbye.
Mister, I have a question. Bye.
Bye.
Mister, I have a question.